I'm sure by now you've probably watched every how to start a business video on YouTube, and you've probably got the idea. You're like, I already know how to do all this. Maybe you've even got the product and the business ready, and you've probably already even launched, but nobody is buying. So what's missing? Why are people not buying from you? So today you'll watch a real brand being built right in front of your eyes while I tell you the top 5 things you need to know in order to land sales without a large following and without a large budget. So I remember when I first started going into entrepreneurship, I used to hear people say, like, you have to solve a problem. Like, solving a problem is exactly how you sell. And I never really understood that concept until I started my B2B company. So before you build anything, you need one question answered. What problem am I solving? People don't buy products. They buy solutions to their problems, their pain points, their frustrations. People buy based on emotions. If you can't clearly answer what problem your business solves in one sentence, you're not ready to sell yet. What most businesses go through is a lot of them build a business around something they love, but love doesn't equal demand. Your passion is the fuel, I get that, but the problem you solve is what's going to drive sales. So you need both. It's like a fine balance. And honestly, the truth is nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about you until you become a big brand like Nike or Reebok or Skims. Right now, when you're a startup, no one cares about you. They only care about themselves. But the crazy part about sales is in the beginning, they only care about themselves. And then they're like, wait, who are you to tell me? Like, they want to know about you. So it's kind of like a backwards feeling. Your job is to show people the answer to their problems. So how do you find their problem? You go where your target customer already is. You go in the comment sections of videos of your competitors, Reddit, DMs, articles, reviews. AI can even help you. I mean, there's so many ways to find out what the problem is that you're solving, right? What are people complaining about? What are they asking for that nobody is delivering well? That gap that you fill is literally the business that will grow effortlessly, because the frustration is your product's idea. So think about like your own life. What problem pushed you to start the business? Give an example of a brand that nailed this, like one of your competitors that you might admire, and make things personal, because people buy based on emotion. And once you know exactly who you're solving the problem for, the next thing you have to figure out is where they actually are. That brings me to number 2. Once you've solved that problem, now you'll know how to market your business, because marketing goes off of the problems you're solving, regardless of the business. But you also have to know, especially in 2026, you have to know your marketing avenues. So before you decide where to market, look at what's already working in your niche. Find 3 to 5 competitors who are actually doing so well. Where are they showing up? What platforms? Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn. What kind of content are they making? You don't copy them, you learn from them, and you do it 1,000 times better. Or you find the gap that they're missing, right? Because I'm a firm believer that not every platform is for every business. This is something that I feel very strongly about. I know that Gary Vee says post on every platform 20 times a day, but I really don't believe in that. And I'll tell you why about the frequency a little later in the video. Because all businesses do not belong on every platform. If you have a business that's marketing to attorneys, you probably don't want to be on Snapchat. So a luxury brand does not market the same way a streetwear brand does. A coffee shop is not on TikTok. It might be on Instagram or local, but now they're on TikTok now, but it's not as relevant, right? So spreading yourself thin across every platform will really burn you out, because I've been there, I've done that, and it does not work. It gets you nowhere. Pick 1 or 2 and you own them and you dominate them. And once those 2 go viral, it'll be so easy for the other ones to catch up, even if they're needed. But typically they're not needed, depending on if you really know what your niche is. And you choose your platform by literally asking yourself, where does my customer actually spend their time? So who's your target market, and where are they spending most of their time? Are they on Facebook? So if they're probably the older generation, they'll probably be on Facebook. If they're younger, they're probably on X. And your product also matters. So if your product is more visual, like fashion, beauty, food, home, Instagram and TikTok would make the most sense. If your product needs explanation or education, YouTube is probably your best platform, or probably LinkedIn. If your product is B2B or professional services, obviously LinkedIn is the number one, and Facebook groups. You basically have to go where your buyer already is. Don't try to drag them somewhere where they're typically not at. For me personally, when I had an e-commerce business where I was selling coffee, I was mainly on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. For my B2B company, it's healthcare tech, so I'm mainly only on LinkedIn, and I'm also on Facebook. And some of the biggest mistakes I made with my e-commerce was kind of like forcing myself to post on every single platform when I knew that the data was showing that only specific platforms were reacting to my posts and really bringing in the ROI. And that's why with my B2B company, it's doing much more better and has quadrupled in sales compared to my e-commerce because of the marketing strategy that I formed. So now you know who you're serving and where you can reach them. But none of that matters if you're not prepared when the moment hits. Nipsey Hussle said it best: when preparation meets opportunity, that's where success lives. Most people wait for the opportunity first, but the ones who win are already prepared before it comes. You have to always be prepared because opportunity doesn't give you time to get ready. It shows up whether you're ready or not, and if you're not, it moves on. Preparation is not just having a plan, it's literally having your systems in place before you need them. It's having your content shot before your launch. It's having your packaging ready before you go viral, having your inventory ready before you go viral, because if the demand is there, the supply must be there as well. It's also knowing your pricing, your margins, your fulfillment process, your customer service process, your sales process before anyone ever gives you $1. When I opened my first brick and mortar at 28, I learned this the hard way. If my drip coffee wasn't ready and my espresso machine wasn't warmed up by like 7:15 a.m., or if a customer walked in and I wasn't fully prepared, or if I probably forgot to open at like 7 that day and I opened at 9, these little things cost me my time, and it also costs customers that probably never came back because of that, right? So that's the cost of being unprepared in business. The cost of essentially compounds. And I had to learn it the hard way. And I want to make sure that most people out there that are trying to become entrepreneurs don't make the same mistakes I made. Even the startup brand you're watching in this video now, they didn't just get up and say, hey, we're going to shoot this video for our journal. They literally prepared months in advance before they can make this beautiful creation happen. And that's where success literally sprouts. Okay, so now you're prepared, you know your platform, you know your problem. Now let's talk about what people actually see first: your marketing. And high quality marketing is a non-negotiable, which brings me to step number 4. Your marketing is your first impression. And we all know what first impressions do. They mean everything. In 2026 and the era that we're currently in, people will judge your products before they ever touch it, based entirely on how it looks online. Low quality content says, especially if you're not a huge influencer, low quality content pretty much tells people that this brand doesn't take themselves seriously. High quality content says, trust me, I'm working at this. You could have the best product in the world, but if your photos look like they were taken in bad lighting with a cracked screen, or if your quality is just blurry, you're not using the back camera with the flash on, you're using filters, people are going to keep scrolling. People want high quality, almost Hollywood production right now. But that brings me to my point, right? Quality doesn't mean expensive. High quality doesn't mean you need a $10,000 product budget. It means intentional, good lighting, clean backgrounds. There's so many ways that you can create a beautiful marketing strategy that really attracts great clients for your business if you just put in the time and effort. All you need is a phone, a clean camera lens, and a flash, and you'll be good to go with some good lighting. And content is your sales team. Even if you don't have a big following yet, your content is doing all the selling for you. You can have 1,000 followers and make more money than someone that has 1,000,000 followers, because followers does not equal dollars. Every post, every video, every photo you make, whether it's behind the scenes, founder-led, product-based, it is a salesperson working 24/7 for you, because once it lands into the right algorithms, those algorithms will keep pushing your content depending on how well people engage, and people engage based on the quality. And then the quality only matters if you know how to touch their pain points by touching their emotions. So solving that problem is always number one. As long as you're consistent, everything else will fall in place. And here's the thing. All of it doesn't require a big ad spend. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on ads. Your organic content will literally do all of the work. I used to spend thousands of dollars on my e-commerce business on ads, like I mentioned. And on my B2B business, I've spent $0 and I get leads coming in every single day from left to right. And I literally stopped chasing leads and started having the leads chase me by following every single step that I'm telling you in this video. The strategy I created is bulletproof because I've seen it work, because I've literally done A/B testing. I've compared it to my e-commerce business and compared it to my healthcare tech company. And the difference in my sales and the difference in my funnel and my process is completely different. So this brings me to point number 5, right? And it's the one thing that actually changed everything. Consistency beats ads. Like I mentioned, I spent too much money on ads. And of course I made the sales. I mean, I was definitely bringing in the sales. It worked, but it's a numbers game. And the point of you being a startup is for you to spend less money and generate the most revenue. So if your content is not working organically without ads, the ads are not going to make it any better. The ads are not going to bring sales. The foundation of a successful business starts with a great product that solves a problem, tied in with impeccable marketing, also showing up consistently. Without the consistency, everything else falls apart. That's what builds real sales. And remember, everyone loves buying. That's why Amazon is a billion-dollar business. People love buying. They hate being sold to. This is the psychology of sales that most people miss. Nobody wants to feel like they got talked into something, but everyone loves finding something they feel like they need. Your job is not to convince people to buy. Your job is to show them something so compelling that they convince themselves that they need it so bad. Think about TikTok Shop. Those videos don't feel like ads. They feel like your best friend is showing you something so cool that you have to have. That is your secret formula. When you show up consistently solving a problem with great content, you build trust, you build a community, and that is what converts into sales. People buy from brands they feel like they know, and they do not. You don't need a lot of followers, right? As long as these people follow you, they watch you, they will buy from you. They see you again and again and again. People pay for consistency. You might post 30 times before someone buys, but that's okay because you're planting your seeds. And everyone wants to go viral. Going viral is great, but consistency is what's sustainable. You can go viral once, but who's to say that you'll continue to build that fan base that's going to turn into dollars? Because viral views and likes mean absolutely nothing if there's not actual cash being deposited into your bank account. After I learned how to make organic content and how to solve people's problem with my business, I naturally just go viral, and I naturally attract leads, and I naturally attract clients every single day. Every day there's different clients coming to my site, submitting forms, wanting to work with me, and I absolutely don't pay anything for ads. So honestly, that's what it really takes. It's not magic. It's not a massive budget. I used to think like you need so much money to build a business. You don't. You need effort. You need time and effort and just hard work and ethic, right? So you don't need to go viral overnight. It takes knowing your problem. That's your number one. That is your number one thing to do, right? And then knowing your platform, being prepared, showing up with quality, and staying consistent. That is what actually works to drive sales regardless of how much money you have and regardless of how many followers you have. And the brands that do that are the ones that actually win and have a high ROI with low operating cost. Because the lower your costs, the lower your expenses, the more and higher your margins and your ROI. Because let's face it, that's the point, right? Is to cut costs and gain profits. And of course, in the process of that, it's to always solve a problem, be loyal to your customers, be loyal to your clients, and to always show up with integrity and value. And then you'll start to see customers and clients chasing you. If this video was helpful for you, if you found it to be useful, like, comment, share, and always subscribe so that I can keep making more content for you. Follow me, subscribe, and I wish you all abundance. I wish you all great success for your business. Don't worry, your business is growing, it's thriving, and you will absolutely make it as long as you maintain your consistency. Bye.